If you touch this effing game again, we're done. Take care of your effing child. My boy is heading straight to what we just talked about. This is kind of more of a millennial type deal.
Being a stay-at-home mom with a baby and stuff like that is not easy.
They're villainizing each other, which is already a formula for disaster. Because that post was like, she thought she did something, but she didn't do none.
You think that's how he said it?
He looked in the mirror, he's like, Welcome back, everyone, to a new episode of Doing It Raw Relationship Goals. We are your hosts, Moises and Bri Rico.
Welcome back, everyone.
And we are here to help you save your marriage from divorce, separation, from all that nightmarish that separation comes with. Because God Almighty knows it's a lot. It's a nightmare.
What's a nightmare?
Going through separation, divorce, all that stuff.
Yeah. Even though people think it's the easy way out.
Yeah, it's crazy how people celebrate divorce nowadays. I mean, I get it in some circumstances, but like the shallow circumstances, it's like, or I don't mean shallow, because then people are gonna comment. I mean more like, and I had the term right in the tip of my tongue. Fixable issues, when people divorced due to fixable issues.
I think when people have like those divorce parties,
It didn't get darker.
it got darker. When people have those divorce parties, I feel it's more just it's a way of them just grieving.
Yeah.
And they don't want to show, like, you know how people sometimes can't show their emotions, like they don't cry because they don't want anybody to see them cry. It's like, oh, let me just throw a party so I can pretend I'm happy about it, even though it hurt me really bad.
I don't know who said it, but I read it somewhere on social media or heard it somewhere on social media that if you get divorced or separated, you failed. And there's no escaping that, no matter how much you celebrate it.
Yeah.
Again, given the circumstances, if it's a fixable issue and you still decide to divorce, then you just failed at fixing the issue. This is not counting violence and domestic violence and assault and all that stuff. Those are, you win if you get separated. Like, that's a win.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about that because you already know the nightmare of that. We are here to go ahead and show you.
That's funny. We just had a whole little discussion on a totally different topic.
We're here to show you how not to be that person who is celebrating their divorce because they're really just dying inside because they know they failed. So, we ran across our social media a topic that nowadays might be more common. And maybe to a certain extent we dealt with it. I know there's people who are dealing with it out there. This is kind of more of a millennial type deal that is affecting marriages. So, I'm going to read you guys a story about a guy who received an ultimatum from his wife.
Okay.
So, this guy's saying, I have no idea what his name is. My wife really...
Let's name him Ryan.
Oh my God. His name is not Ryan. Rai. Little Rai. So, Rai says, my wife... Hey.
No.
My wife, Hey, really thought leaving an ultimatum taped to my Xbox was the move because I come home from 16-hour shifts and unwind with a game instead of immediately jumping into baby duty. Bills are paid, lights are on, diapers aren't magically appearing out of nowhere. But apparently none of that counts once I sit down for an hour to breathe. She keeps acting like being home with our newborn all day means she physically can't handle anything else. Meanwhile, I'm the one out grinding nonstop. And yeah, sometimes dinner isn't ready when I get home, which honestly feels wild considering how much I'm carrying financially. But somehow, I'm still the selfish one in this narrative. Now, it's threats about the relationship, dramatic notes, and this expectation that I shouldn't just drop the one thing that helps me decompress. I'm still working the same hours, still playing when I get home. And if she thought that note was going to flip some switch overnight, she definitely miscalculated. My boy is heading straight to what we just talked about at the beginning.
What does the note say?
The note says, and I'm not going to show it because this is public and there might be someone out there. But if you Google it, you might find it. The note says it's literally taped to the Xbox. I think, I don't know an Xbox. Sorry, guys. I'm a PC guy.
What's that face for?
Because I'm fancy. If you touch this effing game again, we're done. Take care of your effing child or kid. So, thoughts?
It's a lot.
Why?
Because let's put ourselves in that situation.
Like ourselves as you and I?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least that's what I do when I hear stories like these, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I now, because before I would have been like, yeah, like, what the heck, man?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how I always think through these kind of, when I see those posts is, what if we were in those shoes?
Mm-hmm. What would we do or how would we handle it now? Not
Mm-hmm.
back then. And I just put myself in both perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I can relate a lot to the woman's perspective because being a stay-at-home mom with a baby and stuff like that is not easy. It's hard work. It's stressful, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do remember times where all I wanted is for you to get home to take over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you see those those memes or reels of you're just waiting for your husband so you can like tag you're it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see that. But then I can also understand his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I worked and I got home, the last thing I wanted to do was responsibilities.
Yeah.
Especially being around people all day long, work, things like that. If you're one of those people that just needs, alone time to breathe, which that's what it seems like that's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that because a lot of the times I needed that after work. Just having to like talk to everyone, smile and be nice and take care of all the things and then coming home and just trying to be like, okay, this is my safe space. So I just want to relax. So I get it. I mean, I get both.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like context of obviously is not all there because to a certain extent, maybe the wife is literally not doing anything besides, just watching the kid, and not doing anything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's people out there who just like babysit and expect the husband to bring home food and the pay and all that stuff, and then take over when.
Really?
Yeah. On the flip side,
but I just think that it might just be that as an individual, right? maybe she doesn't do all of those things, but in her mind, she's doing a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
She's busy in her mind, but not physically.
Yeah, so she could be doing stuff, but taking care of a baby is really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's context missing.
Yeah.
Because when you villainize your spouse, like they're doing here, because they're both doing it based on how he wrote the post and what she did with the note. They're villainizing each other, which is already a formula for disaster. Like you're literally, instead of addressing the issue together, you're
pointing fingers,
and you are kind of like, all right, we'll see who this battle wins. Because that post was like, she thought she did something, but she didn't do none. I'm gonna double down and play 16 more hours of games. Where's it going with that?
Oh, which reminds me, I need to go play Minecraft.
Oh my God. That's the secret, folks. You go through life, you take care of all the busy stuff, so you can go and sit down on the computer and simulate playing the busy stuff.
What were you saying?
The villainizing. So you villainizing your partner, it's already a formula for disaster. Going down the rabbit hole and continuing to double down on it. Yeah, nobody's going to win. Everybody's going to lose. Even if the wife wins or the husband wins, they're both going to lose. The reason being is because they're not working together. They're not working together to find a compromisable solution. The reason why we say it needs a compromisable solution, because when it comes to a relationship, whether you're married or not, in a relationship, you are, and specifically if you're living together and building a life together, not just dating and you're just friends going out every weekend, but you go to your separate homes. If you're living together in a relationship and married, you have to let go of what works for you and take care of what works for the relationship. And that means sacrificing some gaming time sometimes. If that's your go-to and that's what you did when you were single and you were not living together and you just took care of you, fantastic. But now you're in a relationship and you have a kid, those responsibilities change dramatically. So I believe, I like to think that in that post, the wife is adapting to those changes, because I'm sure she also did something different when there was no kid, when she was single, and how she took care of herself and all that stuff, and she adapted to take care of their kid, and the husband is just not doing that. And that's why it came to that, and which is more natural for women to adapt faster, especially, you literally feel the change in your body, so that makes it easier for you to mentally prepare for the changes and what you need to do, and so on and so. For the guy, he's just like, do you need me? No? All right, cool. I'll be gaming again. So while the woman took months to prepare for it because she had to, right? She was reminded constantly that, like, this baby is going to be here soon. Like, the pains, the kicks, all that stuff. While the man is like, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to go back to what I've always done, which is gaming. So, and then the baby's now here, which is more responsibility. The man is barely catching up. Yes, like you mentioned, he's working hard, working overtime, I guess, paying the bills, making sure there's food on the table, and so on and so forth. But this part of the relationship is still not good, where the roles or the expectations are not being communicated. And I think that's the big issue that is showing up here. Is, first of all, they're villainizing each other, which is, again, already a formula for disaster. They both have uncommunicated expectations.
Yeah.
The husband is expecting that when he comes home, the wife already sees, without her knowing, without him telling her, that, like, hey, I work 16 hours, I'm tired, I just want a game before you tell me anything about having to take care of a kid and duties or whatever it may be. Right? That's the husband. But there's no communication going that way. So, there's no communication going that way to the spouse. The spouse is like, okay, well, I'm tired too. I've taken care of your child all day long. I haven't done anything for myself. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. When you get home, I'm expecting you to take over and help me out.
Mm-hmm.
But she also doesn't communicate that. Or maybe she does when he gets home, not ahead of time. But the way it's communicated is not in the kindest way.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't have that conversation. That's why obviously it's important to talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when a big change like that is happening, when you're going to have a child. Okay.
So I'm wondering why this is so low.
Oh, are you?
Took over my little pillow. It's okay.
um, when a big change like that is happening, where you're going from being the two of you to now having to take care of a baby, someone else is gonna depend on the both of you and things like that, is where a conversation needs to be had of, okay, what are our roles gonna be? Just like the same with when you get married, what are our roles in the marriage gonna be? What are our roles in the household? That kind of conversation needs to be had of what are our roles gonna be. With us, it was like you did a lot of the nighttime diaper changes.
Did I want to? No. It's not like I woke up every single time wanting like, yes, finally, my turn. I woke up from a deep sleep to a crying child screaming at the top of their lungs and I have to change their stinky diaper in the dark, hoping that I don't smudge my finger or that she doesn't poop again.
Yeah, and that's also where being the leader of the home comes in.
Yeah.
To be able to be the leader of your home, you need to be a servant first. And if you're not a servant, then it's going to be really hard for you to lead that home.
No.
What do I mean with the servant is exactly that. Knowing that your wife needs you, knowing that, yeah, you've been out there, getting the food and or making the money to get food on the table and paying the bills and stuff. But your wife is still very emotionally unstable after a child.
Yeah, that's why. So I mentioned that there's no context. Like, what is she's going through? What is it?
Postpartum depression.
Postpartum depression.
Yeah, because that's a huge thing. I mean, you don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? And
I just picture the guy saying the same thing. Like, me too. I'm going through it too. That's why I need a game. I'm sure there's people out there like that.
Yeah, I'm sure. And that's why we're talking to you. That's why there's this podcast. Because you're going to end up alone. It is what it is. Believe it or not, you will. Because it takes a lot. Like, it's a season, you guys. It's a season. It doesn't mean you're never going to be able to game. It doesn't mean you're never going to be able to have your time. It's a season. It's challenging for everybody. So
the problem is that it's a season, but the emotional hurt that is caused and not repaired during the season or even after the season is over with, that's what sticks. And that is the damage that continues and, turns into resentment. And eventually, that's why couples, for some reason, at the 7-year mark or past the 7-year mark, they don't make it after marriage. It's because, they don't repair. They just go through it like, oh, it fixed itself kind of deal. Like, the season passed, we're not struggling anymore. But in reality, if the pain is still there was no repair done. So the wound is still bleeding. It's just, I don't know, scabbed at this point or whatever it may be.
yeah. Yeah, it's important to remember the teamwork part. I loved, because even though you helped a lot, you did a lot during every child that we had,
Yeah.
I still felt like I was doing it all.
No matter how much I help.
No matter how
Yeah.
much you help. You know what I mean? I still felt like you're not doing enough. Like, if I saw you playing video games, it's like, okay, that must be nice.
Yeah.
And a lot of you are feeling that way, are thinking that way. Oh, it must be nice he gets to, it must be nice that. And honestly, it was just all the hormonal changes
Yeah, I mean,
that your body goes through, because you were doing a lot, like changing diapers. I mean, there's guys out there that don't even change diapers. Changing diapers, putting the
cleaning
baby to
bottles,
sleep.
preparing bottles,
What bottles?
preparing bottles, like for the baby. We didn't do that, but
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Like, you were preparing bottles. I was like, when?
I'll just be like this. Just uncovered the bottle for the baby.
Like, when did you even prepare a bottle? Yeah, for you guys.
For you guys. So me. I'm sure they breastfeed too.
Yeah, but not everybody breastfeeds. But you know what I mean? Like, you didn't prepare bottles, so let's not give it to you. We're not gonna give you something. But you did a lot of other stuff.
But I did make sure you could breastfeed instead of having to feed them the bottle.
Yeah. True. Yeah, he deserves that one. Yes.
Because it took you out of work.
Yeah.
So you can breastfeed the kids and be with them.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted.
And raise them.
My biggest goal was, when I had our daughter, was to be able to breastfeed her full time and not have to be pumping at work. To be able to give her a bottle. So, thanks, babe.
You're welcome. Getting into the ultimatum, and before we get into that, because the ultimatum basically says, I've had this discussion with you multiple times, and you're still not doing what I want you to do. So we'll dive deeper into that and so on and so forth. But one thing that I've even shared with my son, and I've told him, like, the reason why, I don't want to say that you allow me, but because you're okay with me, like, having like certain things that to you may be expensive, a waste of time, and so on and so forth. But you're okay with me having them, that even though it could be a waste of money or time or whatever it may be. And I told them that when a man takes care of what the man needs to take care of, the kid can come out and play. And if you think about it as a parent, the reason why your kids can play is because you as an adult are taking care of the adult part. Because if the adult doesn't take care of the adult part, that falls on the kid. The feeding, all that stuff. Obviously, a baby is not going to feed itself, so it's going to, unfortunately pass away. But thinking of a 5-year-old toddler, because there's places out there in the world that they don't get to be kids like the kids are here in the States. They have to grow up quick. They have to be working, like even across the border.
Yeah.
There's kids 5, 10, even younger, working at the bridge selling candy because they have to make some money and help mom pay the bills.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of family members talk about how they had to quit school so they can work to provide, to help provide. And I was like, wow.
And that's why that analogy came up. I don't even know if it's an analogy or that phrasing, but that's where I came up with that mindset of, like, when the man takes care of what the man needs to take care of, then the kid can come out and play. Because all of that is taken care of. So what I mean by that, I have like all these, I don't know if you can see them over here in the back. I have like a WWE title, which was $500. I have a Tony Stark heart, which was another $100. A couple of other trinkets, so on and so forth. Penta, Cero, Miedo, mask. I have a Steam Deck. I have gym equipment. I have cameras. I have like even this stuff, right? Why are you looking at me that way?
I'm having flashbacks.
To what?
Like, make sure you guys tell him it's really cool.
Better. Like even the podcast equipment, it's because the man took care of what I needed to take care of first.
Mm-hmm.
And I took care of well enough that it allowed room for us to be able to do this, right? Because we technically don't have to do this. I just have to take care of, our relationship, making sure the kids are good, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
This cost money, and it wasn't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Even being able to, edit the podcast, that's also costing time and away from our relationship, certain things, so on and so forth. But the reason why we're okay with that is because the man takes care of the stuff so that the kid can come out and play.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with women, right? When it comes to you even playing Minecraft when you want to. When we go on Disney trips, she says, I'm expensive.
No. I mean, we want to start comparing because
You have an entire house.
I could go to Disney with one WWE ticket.
You can go to Disney.
Yeah.
Just you.
Yeah, I could pay for the hotel.
No, you can't.
The entrance.
No, you cannot.
And the flight.
No, you cannot.
With one ticket.
No, you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
No, with the cost of a WD, that's $500.
WWE ticket.
Oh, you mean like WrestleMania?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pues sí, obviously.
But no, yeah, Disney is expensive. Very.
But even that is because, again, the man takes care of the stuff, the woman takes care of the stuff, so that the two little kids inside of them can go ahead and go out and play.
Yeah.
And that's what we did at the end of our 50 dates.
Yeah.
We were two little kids together.
Because, I mean, even to me, it might not be things like I don't buy things for myself, but I love going out to create memories. Mm-hmm. So just being able to do that, being able to go to the zoo, to
the park.
I mean, the park is free, but
oh. Purchasable memories, experiences.
Yes, where I can be okay with, spending money to take the kids somewhere, because that does make me happy.
Yeah.
Being kids with them, the children's museum where I love playing, getting dressed up, how we did last time. I think I was a tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So enjoying ourselves together, it's because everything else is taken care of.
Yeah.
Right? When you play video games, it used to bother me.
Yeah.
A lot. I just wasn't like, we're over if you don't stop. But I did. Yeah, I did get annoyed. And it was because we never had the conversation of why I'm feeling that type of way. Mm-hmm. Why do I feel like you're spending a lot of time on playing? Even on your phone, it used to bother me when you were on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, because in your head, you're like, and I understand, because in your head, you have like a mountain of tasks that need to get done, right? And in my head, I had my own mountain. But if we compare them, right? Yours may look bigger than mine. And when I sat down, is the way that you would see me was through you villainize me in the sense like, how come he's doing this to me? Mm-hmm. Doesn't he understand that there's so many things? How come he doesn't see what I'm seeing? And to me, I'm like, pew 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 pew, killing the zombies, pew 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 pew. Like happy in my own world, and I'm like,
yeah.
And then that's why those conversations come out where it's like, what the hell did I do to you?
Yeah.
But it's because you were in your, kind of like what Tony Robbins shares, that you stay in your head, you're dead. Because that is just a turmoil of tornado things just brewing, and you keep adding sauce into it as much as possible to make yourself right. But and you are making yourself right in your head. But once you have that conversation calmly, you find out like, oh, he wasn't doing it on purpose. Mm-hmm. He was doing it for his own reasons. which I can understand. I may not agree with them, but I can understand. However, it may not work for our relationship long term. So we need to figure out how we can go ahead and compromise in certain areas. Me not expect for him to take care of the mountain of things that are in my head. Not expect for him to guess every single little thing that I need him to guess. Make sure I communicate, so on and so forth. And ask him where he is willing to compromise. And then work together towards that.
Yeah.
Because, again, people, when you say, like, when I saw you playing video games, right? People automatically think I was there all day. When in reality, I wasn't there all day.
Yeah.
But because you're villainizing your spouse, of course, you're going to think of them like they've been there all day long.
And I think there's a reason for that, because if you think about it, the amount of time, if he's working 16 hours a day, right? By the time he gets home, the amount of time from when he gets home to where he goes to sleep, it's a very minimal time.
That's 8 hours
So
left.
to a woman, it's like, that's all day.
Yeah.
That's the only time we have together.
That hour that they had together awake, I guess. That was their day together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all day.
And another thing I wanted us to talk about regarding this topic or this story is the fact that he feels that gaming helps him decompress. Because it could, but sometimes I feel like we think that that's what we need, when the end of the day, that's not the problem.
It's a distraction from what you need to
decompress. Yeah, it's like the distraction. So it's getting to the root of what is causing you all of this stress.
Because if you really think about it, when it comes to decompress, and he mentioned this in his thing, decompression meaning like whatever you're carrying, you'll let it go. But, and I mean, it's easy to mentally, again, because mentally you're going to think you're right, no matter what. And you're going to look for ways to make yourself right. But decompressing is literally meaning to let go, like dump it out, decompress. And gaming is, to a certain extent, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
And I get it. I game too. Like my wife mentioned, she plays Minecraft. It is a distraction to get away from, from the responsibility and the emotional turmoil that you're going through, mental turmoil, and so on and so forth. And there is necessity to a certain extent for distractions. If we go back to the olden days, they had theater, they had entertainment, they had music. It's the overdoing it that becomes the issue.
I was going to say, you want to distract yourself so much so that you don't think about it. You don't deal with it. That's the problem. Because you technically, I mean, we talk about this over and over and over, you guys. You have to talk about it. You have to deal with it to get past it. Because if not, you're just going to be stuck there for years and years and years, distracting yourself with video games, and then that's why your wife is annoyed.
Yeah, it's 100%. And that's why it's a more of a millennial thing, right? Because even though video games have been around since like late 70s into the 80s, it's more prominent with streaming and like PCs, multiple consoles, multiple video games going around. It's a lot more accessible. So it's, of course, with our generation and even future generations, it's a lot more prominent in today's society.
Yeah.
It's become normal. Which, again, we're not saying there's anything wrong with gaming. There's something wrong with doing it for too much, where it starts affecting other areas in your life, like your health. If you game too much to the point that you can't take care of your health, gaming has become a problem. It's like gambling. If it's affecting your finances, meaning you're spending too much on the gaming stuff. If it's affecting your relationship because you're not taking care of your relationship, then the gaming becomes an issue. I believe that's what's happening here. Of course, he's not over gaming, but in the season that they may be going through right now, gaming might not be the best thing to do and focus on right now, and figure out a way that you can actually decompress from it.
I mean, baby cuddles are so helpful.
Yeah, because I didn't get we didn't have a PC until 2021. Before then, I don't think we ever had a gaming console until like our son was gifted one,
Mm.
and I would play with it in it sometimes. Before that, it was like the Nintendo Switch, Wii U, whatever thingy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I played Minecraft on your laptop.
I wouldn't know.
What do you mean?
And
You
this
bought it for me on the one Abe was using.
Oh, I didn't know
That's how I got into Minecraft.
that. But yeah, it's again, like my wife said earlier, the gaming is the not gaming is it's not a now or never type of deal. It's not right now,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have multiple seasons where you have to do that, and you have to compromise to again to continue to make sure that your relationship continues moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to take care of it. Into the ultimatum, as far as like that, the ultimatum just tells us that this conversation has been had multiple times, and it's reached the point where I told you many times, and if you don't stop doing what I don't like you doing, this is it.
Yeah.
Now, first off, the way she communicated that is like very prideful, very egotistical, like even the phrasing and the note that she was using. But of course, she's gonna see it as I'm right, you're wrong, so you change, and then I'll be happy. The post that the guy made was very egotistical as well. Whereas like she thought she did something, but I'm gonna double down.
You think that's how he said it?
That's how you said it. That's how exactly I know how you said it. He looked in the mirror. He's like, Or he could have gone like, I'm a big dog in here. I'm the alpha. What you think? What you think? You can rule me around here. I can play whenever I want.
Do you have another one?
No, not right now.
What about the Cholo one?
The Cholo version. Damn fool, my jaina. No. Que acá dejar los videojuegos.
Okay, now that's already like two combined right there.
Oh, that's the Puerto Rican Cholo. But yeah, so it's again, it's just
Back to the seriousness.
just the phrasing on the notes and also his post. They're just villainizing each other,
Yeah.
and that's why we said earlier that's just the formula for disaster because you're fighting to win over your spouse, and you will never, no matter if you do win the battle, you do not win the war.
Yeah.
You lose it because you're a team. You're a team. And if you beat your teammate, it's like
Your
team
own
loses.
teammate. Yeah.
The team loses. Your teammate. How are you going to do friendly fire and then expect to win? Like, no. You're
Yeah.
going to lose.
Yeah.
And how does losing show up? Separation. Divorce. That guy, instead of I'm going to lay out the entire path that can possibly happen if they continue both doing this, right? She's going to ask for divorce. They're going to go through divorce. He's going to have to pay child support. I don't know how much is that, but I'm pretty sure it's not cheap. So instead of, he worked 16 hours, he's still going to have to work that. Half of his paycheck is going to go probably to child support or alimony and having to pay those court fees for the divorce, so on and so forth. He's not going to be able to see his own wife at all because they're separated now.
Meals will still not be cooked.
This meal will still definitely not be cooked. See a kid every, I don't know how long, every weekend.
Once a week.
Once a week, do the drop-off, so on and so forth. So he's still going to have to do the same exact things of working 16 hours a day and all those things, make sure that food is on the table, but paying child support. But now you lose the most important thing of them all, the relationship with the person that you're meant to be together with.
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane to me. that you're choosing to play an hour of video games over just getting through the season at least as best as you can to help your spouse out, help each other out, work as a team so that you don't have to go through that nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's doing it at work where he has coworkers, they're working together to get through the nightmare of their job. Right?
Yeah.
He's not quitting. He's not divorcing the job.
Yeah.
So it's like, do that and more at home. Like, together, what can we do to make this not so hard for us?
Mm-hmm.
For us, not just me, not just you, but for us. How can we make this a better space, a happier one? Because I guarantee you, if they were working together and they were enjoying each other's company, he wouldn't need to play video games to decompress, because he could literally do that with his wife.
Well, I'll probably play with you.
Go. Podcast is over.
Yeah, and another thing, and this is the nightmare that just fuels me to make sure it doesn't happen. That I just explained the route of the nightmare, right, of the divorce and so on and so forth, and him still having to work 16 hours a day. And this is the emasculating part that my masculine side just like roots and hates deeply, is potentially that woman is going to find another man and they're going to start a family with your kid. You're still going to have to work 16 hours a day, still pay child support, still pay alimony, all those things. I think maybe I don't know at that point. Do all these things, not be able to play video games at all because you're too busy doing all these things to make sure that your child is taken care of and you don't go to jail for it, while another man is doing your wife or what used to be your wife. That is emasculating to me.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. That's insane.
Yeah. That is why I never want to be in that position. So if I have to pick between video games and making sure that my relationship goes good, I'm going to pick my relationship 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, yeah, the only man in your life that's going to be there for the rest of your life is me.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
So put you guys in that situation. Put your problem. If it's not a video games, if it's potentially he's spending too much time on the phone, whatever the issue is, you guys need to talk about it in the sense of be respectful, be kind. Graceful accountability is good, but talk about not expectations. What is it called?
And communicate expectations? Or?
I can't think. Just what is it called? Yeah, I guess the expectations that you guys have of each other, but don't expect the other person to do it. A compromise. Have a compromise of things, of working together. If you need to play video games, hey, maybe twice a week.
Communicate.
Yeah, these days days are good. Have communication and compromise and come up with the plan that works for the both of you, so that
for the relationship,
so that it's not daunting on everybody and you're not having this war between husband and wife. Yeah.
So if you don't want to be like this couple, first off, number one, if you're new into a relationship and you don't know how to have a relationship or so on and so forth, what worked for you when you were single and alone and all you had to do was take care of you may not work for your relationship. So you need to adapt. You need to let go of some stuff that you did when you were single so that your relationship can thrive. One thing that I heard, I think Tony Robbins said this as well, is you cannot feed your ego and your family at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to let go of your ego, man, and feed your family so you can feed your family. Also, communicate, like my wife said. Those uncommunicated expectations are killers, or silent killers, because your spouse has no idea what's going through your head, and they have no idea that you're building this negative story in their mind about you, and that leads to resentment, and that leads to like the ultimatum. Because again, the ultimatum came because of that story that's been building up over time, that she has tried to communicate, maybe not in the friendliest way or the kindest way, but it's just fed up at that point. And he's tired of him hearing the same thing as well. That's why he acted that way. So communicate those uncommunicated expectations and work as a team together. Again, your goal as a couple is to make sure that a relationship is always thriving, and take care of the things, remove the roadblocks that you need to remove, so your relationship can go. And for those gamers out there, hello. For those gamers out there who are living with your spouse, you're married, or you're just in a relationship, and you see that gaming is kind of getting in the way of your relationship, maybe it's just a season. It's not a now or never type of deal, meaning that you either stick to games or you never stick to games ever again. It could be just a season.
Yeah.
Again, it
definitely is.
Could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years, but gaming will always be there. However, your relationship may not. It all depends on how you take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no remix being made of your relationship. There's no respawn of your relationship. What's another gaming term? You don't want to. I just picture a couple going like, GG's. We had a good time. There's no GG's in relationships that end pretty bad, that are fixable, and they end in separation. There's no GG's. It's you failed. There is, you are a loser. You lose in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of other. I don't know. I don't know what other terms there is there.
I only play Minecraft. I don't know.
But yes, so there you go, guys. Another story. Hopefully that helped you, and you can relate to that, because I know, again, it's more prominent with millennial couples and probably future generations coming forward with this whole gaming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Ready Player One is becoming a reality. So
yeah. So hope you took some notes. Leave some comments if you're struggling, what you're struggling with, and yeah. Anything else you want to do before we move to Prospera?
No, join us in Prospera.
Thank you, podcast listeners, for being here and being part of this conversation. We love you all, and we will see you guys later.